Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Advanced Wars Dazer and Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the south side as the Dark Gray Lynn, we got Booper. Spawn on the north side as the Red Isabella, we got Inconspicuous. Isabella's course nerfed from the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 2 radius, 30, 60, 60. Provides all units plus 20% offense, plus 10% defense. And for super, does give all units plus 2 mid range and all indirect units 1 maximum range. Lynn is the same as the cartridge counterpart, has standard boarding cost, 1 radius, 30, 60, 60. And of course, it provides plus 10% offense, defense for all units, and all ground units get additional plus 20% offense and defense. And for superpower, does provide plus 2 vision range for all and see-through hiding places for all ground units. So let's go ahead and get started. Infantry, and moves gunboat. And only moves the infantry unit 1 tile. That's interesting. Was that limited in movement? Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. Yeah, either way, if it's going to go to that property, it doesn't really make too much of a difference, so maybe that's just a style point thing. Infantry. This map is, of course, 3 bases, 1 airport, 2 seaports. Well, I'm going to see not much in seaports, though occasionally aircraft carriers can be quite nice. Other than that, not really much. Most of the time, you just only see a lander. It's occasionally a second gunboat, but most times just a lander. You have now bike to put on the field. This map does offer a pair of column towers, which are securable for one side, but they are contestable. This map does offer a lot of properties, so a lot of income. Bike, and infantry. I think I'm going crazy. I think I blinked and I think that gunboat teleported. Yeah, I think I'm just going crazy because I blinked and all of a sudden it just seemed like the gunboat teleported. Wait, I'm checking on one of my streams there to see if it did just straight up teleport. Nope, it was me blinking. Lynn has, or Isabella has bought a recon build. She may either CO it, but she may not. Bike and mech. No CO on the recon. Infantry tank. She may load herself in that tank. And looks like the column tower is going to be seized now. Isabella can interrupt one of the captures down south, the bike. Recon tank infantry. And seeing the bike there, she could actually pull back the infantry and start capturing the column towers, because that would be a safe guaranteed capture. And maybe the better option, honestly. Does not see the tank there, does go to column tower capture rather than for interrupt. I do believe that was a better option. Battlecopter, infantry. So maybe she's going to try to seal the battlecopter. She does support all units with her aura, so doesn't have to worry about any particular aspect. Lynn's course supports ground units, so she's probably going to load herself up in this tank right there. It does. This tank does now plus 50, plus 50. Artillery, infantry. Release the gunboat. Go and seal that tank then. Tank A tier and base skip. Does go ahead and load up the gunboat with a mech. And is going to start flipping the property. Doesn't look like anything nearby to interrupt. And a good wave of bikes being pushed to the right side. Overall, it feels like Lynn's a better position, at least in the south side. Over on the north side, she is lacking a lot of assets. So if Lynn wants to contest the northern flank, she will need to get a lander out. Does get trapped there. Tank does get CO'd. Starts flipping the comm tower. Can be interrupted by 1 to 3 of these infantry units there. Anti-air tank. Does spot one of the infantry capturing the city. Good shot there. Looks like she will get 15 energy this turn. Go ahead and capture there. Battlecopter strikes the recon, and right now Lynn has no proper counter to it. ATRs are way far behind. Strikes the bike capturing the comm tower. And right now Lynn does see all the targets in front of her. She can send her command tank of your guard. Starting getting some good energy. Wasn't easy. He's not coming out. Good shot there. Getting after her 7 energy. Does pull back the recon there. Artillery heading over here. That's one way to shoot up a bunch of infantry units there. Tank, bike, and battlecopter. Recapture parts left on this bike and get double tapped by the 6 and full health infantry there, which maybe will want to finish off. Good shot there on the bike. Bike goes down. Oh, and yes, does finish off there. Target rich fireman still in front of the tank. Does get a strike there in the infantry unit there. Anti-air, infantry, battlecopter, and mech. Trying to flip both those properties, so take 2 more turns. Good strike there, gets a nice 9 energy. Sort of surprisingly one-shot it, plus the decent firepower is quite a bit. Decides to pick up the 7 health infantry unit there. And the artillery is now in some force. They're ready to provide its artillery cover for that tank. And depending on positioning, could get some CO zone energy charge. Battlecopter sending down south of the winter. Tank artillery. Artillery tank. Up north, trying to flip some properties. Overall, Lynn has a pretty good presence up here. Isabella, however, has a pretty poor tanks here. Lynn's position down south can be threatened. Right now, that's Summer Bell in the field, but she has to face a full turns of income similar thing. She's at 33 energy now, getting +1 radius. Lynn is on the Tabata, just a little bit more toned down in the effects. Or very toned down, but at least she gets +1 radius to start out with. And now with +1 radius, she becomes very, very quite useful. And got a pretty good core tanks there, sacks the gunboat there, puts a 3 health infantry unit on top of it. I'm not sure what that was meant for. Could just guess he wants repairs there. Right now, Isabella's at 15 energy. Margaret's to her left and south. Mech or rocket or tank. The rocket must be trying to defend the flank. Of course, as well as superpower does give it +1 range, so there's some good usefulness there. Looks like Lynn's going for a number of battle cups north. And sending more tanks from north as well. They're just going to try to flank from this direction here. Bike's trying to capture them, flip some properties. Hits the battle cup there without in the seal zone, so no energy there. Probably wouldn't be a good idea. Would have been a good idea to do that. Pulls back over here, but she just wants to send her to tank in the center. And both sides have good number of tanks here. Isabella right now has, let's see, how many tanks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Makes a good progress on south and does hit the AT there, but the artillery's in range of that tank now. Of course, she does not have vision of it, it's hiding in the forest. Good shot there, gains some power charge there, up to 23, 33, 41 energy. Rocket, tank, going for a healthy number of rockets. Maybe a little bit too healthy. Does get a good hit there on that tank. Artillery does strike the tank there, giving her a bit more energy at 42 energy at the moment. The ability to pop the superpower, able to spot everything in front of them, is very, very nice. Good shot there on the mech. Lynn, of course, can't get her superpower this turn, but she may get enough power charge for the next turn. As well as a 51 energy. Again with her, she can't get her power or superpower this turn, but she can easily get enough power charge for the next turn. Though, whoops, sorry, I hit my microphone. Moving her tank forward like this could be a little bit dangerous. 58 energy. Now, Lynn has to stay away from the command tank, which she does not see. Strikes the tank there. Command tank's actually almost out of fuel, but it's parking itself on a city. Good strike there on the mech. She's at 49 energy, so needs 11 more. So at least 2 strikes. And then also setting up a nice ball of tanks here. While I'm gonna push over here with this force here, come to our flank, trying to put the squeeze in this region. This force is mostly composed of infantry, mechs, so a very slow force, not aggressive. I mentioned a little about position, have to sprint forward immediately in order to help prevent this. It's around 217,000 on the field. Isabella starts turn 192, so she is behind by about a turn. Let's get a good shot there. Isabella now has her superpower available. Lynn may be able to pop her superpower this turn. She needs to one-shot this tank and then hit something else, but I don't think she can. Does get trapped there. Battlecopter gets a good strike there, however will not get a power charge. Actually, didn't need one shot. It does can pop the power. Don't know if popping the power would be super great right now. Looks like she's just going to sort of push forward. Both the seals have their power available. Next turn, Lynn should probably pop her, but Isabella can pop her next turn. One rocket is over here, gonna be out of range of everything. This rocket will have its pick up about 3 of the tanks there. But +2 movement allows a lot of stuff to charge forward. These tanks will be in range of stuff. Pop the power and let's see how it goes. Battlecopter, swings and hit the recon, mech. Infantry sprints the way forward, infantry trying to capture. Recon pass there, recon pass there. Infantry hits infantry, battlecopter strikes infantry. Infantry hits infantry. Does get a strike there. This is just move this flank here. Allows a recon push rocket troops forward there. Gunboat. Recon push way forward. Rocket from here strikes on the forest. There's just 3 defense stars. There's a battlecopter. Tank strikes tank. 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 How many times do I have to say that? Yeah, it pops 2 more. Tank strikes artillery. Isabella's force here greatly got nullified. Starts from 208. Isabella ends turn for 231. Most of aggressive force for Lynn's actually over here. If she pops her superpower with this tank here, she will... Yeah, nobody's pushed forward. We've got a war tank back here. No land at the moment, so maybe the land's going to pull out next turn. Pops superpower, gets some good vision. She has basically good enough vision. Battlecopter strikes there. Hits the infantry. Capture. Hits the artillery. Meteor strikes for recon. Pike as well. Recon's out of 4% health. Couple small picks there. It's the tank there. Remember, battlecopters only get +10/+10 global. A lot of good hits there. While Lynn's using a lot of battlecopters, they're still doing quite well. Those battlecopters still in fact battlecopters. Her bombers now push way forward. Tank, bike, battlecopter, tank. Ends turn for 132. Isabella starts from 190. She has lost her CO unit within all that chaos. We can go see another one of those tanks or anti-air back there. Takes out the meteorite. Good hits there. ATR is able to range the battlecopters. Only enter the battlecopter in the range of the ATR. Battlecopter strikes tank. Tank goes down. Hits the ATR while at it. Tank just strike tank. Trying to flip another property in the center. Tank, Duster, Battle, Artillery, and Mech. No unit was CO'd last turn. Linso has her CO tank. Pulls up the one ATR there, gets a good strike. Is up that ATR there. Interrupts the capture. Is that unit there. Good kill there. Actually gets the 32 energy. Oh, got triple capture threat, or quadruple capture threat there. 3 possible captures next turn. Isabella does also have 3 capture threats next turn, so both sides can be flipping a good number of properties. Indirects advancing, battlecruisers fall back. We got a good core of mechs along the flank. Merges there. Trying to keep a good defensive core here. But looks like 5 properties or 4 properties could be flipped next turn. I didn't see what got exploded. A unit may have been deleted. Isabella won't be able to get her CO power deployed next turn, but she will at least get enough power charge for it, likely. Tank does get a nice little recon pass there. There's a good number of tanks, indirects, and all that sort there. Does have the rocket there, and making her way up north. Bomber heading us way up north as well. Do you have a Duster there for ATR purposes? Tank battlecopter. Because the capture gets a good hit there in the tank, as well as the command tank now pulled in the field. Strikes Lynn's tank there, and Lynn's tank does go down. Strikes the ATR as well at 39 energy. Does strike the battlecopter there. Does spot the bomber, so Duster just needs to get into range. Good amount of ATRs to help the infantry and the aircraft. Mech, medium tank, ATR. It's 106, and Lynn starts from 113. Takes out the battlecopter there. Battlecopter takes out the tank. Hits the command tank there. As well as the command tank does go down. She makes her seal into this medium tank. They've got a possible HQ capture there. Rocket could interrupt. Rocket does go down, but a tank nearby to interrupt. Len's right now is 31,000 income versus 25, quite a bit of difference there. Mech, anti-air, battlecopter bike. CO's the BB tank there. Gets a bit of power charge with the artillery, interrupts the capture. Hits the bike there. Hits the bike there. Could use the artillery there, but does use it to wipe out the captured squad. Take out that unit there. Duster finds the bomber, gains good damage onto it. A lot of good hits there. Nice front shift northwards for the defense. Done both there. ETR pushes forward. Battlecopter, artillery, infantry, base skip. Bomber can strike down the tank. Westland has loaded herself up into a war tank. Tank, battlecopter, bike, and tank. Place up the tank there. ATR strikes down the bomber. Does spot the war tank now. Not good hits there, up to 20 energy. The rocket is out of range of the war tank. A lot of good hits over there. And tank in range, as well as soon to be 2 or 3 health artillery. Mech tank. And bike battlecopter. Insert for 188. Lynn starts turn for 192. Good shot from the ATR. Lynn's up to 15 energy long. Good strike there on that tank. It's the rocket as well. As some of those outlying units are getting a lot of power charge, up to 35, 42 energy at the moment. This is the 8 here. It's the tank there. Takes out the artillery, or pretty much knock out, up to 50 energy, so she could possibly pop her power next turn. Lynn's at 20 energy. She probably needs to use her medium tank to strike the war tank. Though the war tank is in range of the artillery that's on top of HQ, so there's possibly Lynn's war tank could go down next turn. Tank, mech, battlecopter. Gets the tank there and there. Gets a bit of power charge going. More power charge there. Artillery strikes it. Sacks the war tank. She's throwing in a lot of stuff into that war tank. Knocks it out. Threw a lot of stuff in there, including ATR. Duster does finish with the battlecopter. Luckily, ATR doesn't have too many targets left in front of it, barring all the infantry. Gets out that one unit there on the flank. Interrupts the capture down south. Lynn's at 55, 59 energy. And we'll stop short at 59 energy. Got a good number of artillery there, so the increased range could be quite nice under them. Tank, ATR tank. Right now, Isabella's at 123 versus 177. Looks like Lynn or Isabella's falling pretty far behind. A lot of her artillery getting hit now. Yeah, pretty pretty much half her artillery is now knocked out. Has 2 severely wounded artillery and 1 full health one. Battlecopter construct there. She has now her superpower, but she's getting completely overran. Battlecopter, tank, bike, and tank. Is that unit there, but good chance her medium tank will be knocked out. Right now, I think a rocket could be quite nice on the space there. Help provide coverage. Does the battlecopter there quite nice, hits the A tier. Yeah, I think a rocket right now to start pummeling and providing coverage on this region is not bad. Mech, tank, and full bomber. Lens right now is at 32,000 income versus 24. We have a clean sweep on the right flank for Lynn. Battlecopter does get trapped there. It's good picks there. Or the medium tank did not get hit, but it's running out of support. Down to 2 ammo while at it. Indeed, probably find an end of turn on top of this, maybe the city there, let the artillery and battlecopter strike it, and then he can end his turn there by, or her turn there, by and strike that tank while at it. But she will need ammo. If she ends her turn with 1 ammo, it can easily just be wasted and then focus down with a bunch of weak units there without any real concern. Now at least it's surrounded. At least from this side. Just go ahead and end her turn for 123,000 field, then starts her turn of 175. And 3 more projects being flipped, but 1 will take an extra turn. Kills there. The infantry unit can start capturing the HQ again. Decides to strike the artillery for 1 damage. Len's already at 57 energy, so next turn she can likely get her. Actually, no. Currently, assuming nothing pushes forward, she will not be able to get her power due to nothing in range. Rig, tank, and battlecopter. Does pop the superpower there. Don't know what the real purpose is. +1 movement range is nice and all. This may be one last hurrah. Mech, medium tank. Len has his superpower available. Which could use it to boost these ATRs hit that bomber. Besides the bomber normally with that 1, the 3 health ATR still can be ranging it. Anti-air, tank, battlecopter, and bike, or recon, blah. And Isabella does resign. This is Angry saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.